I'm Marianne Kenny and I'm Associate Professor at the School of Law. I specialise in immigration law and human rights, mostly refugee law, so I'm also a legal practitioner and I continue to work at the clinic at Scales on a part-time basis and volunteer basis, and I teach in human rights. So I've been working in the International Human Rights Program at Murdoch for about 10 years. So in that program, students can come with us to Geneva and visit the United Nations, as it's sort of the centre of where human rights happens within the United Nations. So students come along and they can visit all of the UN organisations. They get a great opportunity to meet people who are working in human rights, and it's a fantastic opportunity for students who are interested in working in an international field or just interested in travel to come along and get that great experience. I'd recommend Murdoch University to study law because we have a really fantastic program that covers not only the theoretical aspects of law but also enables you to have really good practical experiences. There's really terrific opportunities at Murdoch to study abroad, so you can study in places like Geneva or Macerata to really give you an international perspective to your degree. There's also opportunities for students to gain opportunities for oral advocacy through trial advocacy programs, and we also have a really well developed mooting program where students can go and take a particular legal problem and compete with other law schools on arguing a particular legal point. So that gives them really terrific research skills, advocacy skills, and kind of pulls everything that they're learning together. These practical experiences are really important because law is about how it impacts on people's lives, right? So law impacts on our lives every day, whether we're driving a car, whether we're going to the shops, whether we're having a dispute with our neighbour. So we all come across law in real life experiences. So we may be studying individual units, but the opportunity to take that learning and apply it to a real world problem is really unique and helps bring the law alive and really engages students in their study. So our graduates go on and work in lots of different areas of practice. So some may go work at law firms, or some may work at community legal centres, legal aid, and doing that sort of work. Others have gone on to do government work, so we have students working in the public service, providing legal advice at that level. I teach in the area of human rights, so I've had quite a lot of students go on and work for international organisations. They've worked abroad in places like East Timor, in Geneva, at The Hague, so they've had the opportunity to have really fantastic international experiences as well. I would really suggest to Year 11 and 12 students to try to study subjects that really engage you, because if you come to Murdoch and you want to study law, there's fantastic opportunities to do double degrees. So if you're interested in science, you can do law and science. If you're interested in journalism, so media, you can do law and media. So there's all sorts of opportunities. So don't try to limit yourself. I would say do what you enjoy. Of course, doing law and legal studies will definitely help you in terms of your study with law. It's a really exciting time to study and practice law. Law has become a really international profession. So you need to have an understanding about how law works to work in an international field. If we're looking at what's happening now, for example, with the COVID-19 pandemic, there are all sorts of laws, international laws, about travel, for example, human rights in terms of restriction of movement, and interstate trade, constitutional issues. It's incredibly interesting. So if you're on the fence about thinking about whether or not to study law, I'd say it's a really exciting time now to come and study law at Murdoch. You've got these opportunities of combined degrees to be working on real life, real world problems that are challenging us all at the moment. So you've got a great opportunity to have a look at that in context.